All right, but I start streaming on YouTube. There's always this lag here. So like I don't know if YouTube hears me right now as I'm speaking. Okay, now we're on YouTube, switching over to Zoom, and we gotta get started. This meeting is leaving. Okay. Oh, so welcome everybody to a very special episode of the Yin Yang Wolf Pack. Hell yeah, we're back. Last week I was in Los Angeles with AZD and the crew and the gang, and we killed it as always. It always happens every time, every fucking time. Like there's no exception to this rule. It's like every time we go out, we're gonna kill shit, and whether that is internally, whether that's externally, right, making the environment an effect of us, or keeping our character and our vision in mind. And so I don't know if this has been officially announced by me on my lives, but if you are not aware, the entire base of operations for IMC is moving from San Jose to Las Vegas. Now, this makes a lot of sense for like a million different freaking reasons, and it's really amazing, man. This entire process, I feel, or this entire storyline, I really feel has just been gifted to me by God somehow. Somehow, some way, I've found my way into the story, and the story keeps getting better. Like I was uh I was a little kid fucking doing martial arts. Then I started doing music. Then I went to fucking Harvard. Then I went to fucking Los Angeles. And somewhere in this whole story, I found some guy online who really could get women. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get girls. And then as I got deeper and deeper into it, I realized that really the woman is she is a reflection for you to practice on. She reveals to you your own weaknesses. Like I think if you're a man who's had any sort of relationship with a woman, you understand that she tests you. And she, like, if you look at it from this perspective, she allows you to see what you don't like in you by how you react to her. Right. So like if the girl is really pretty, the guy will get nervous and doesn't want to talk to her because he thinks he's gonna get rejected. Like that is bam, your lesson right there. You as a man, if you come across a beautiful woman, you will start to feel some sort of inner thing, like some sort of like energy will come inside that could be called nervousness. And so you now have an opportunity to handle that you didn't have that opportunity to handle that around your boys, right? I'm hanging out with my boys. I don't fucking care. I'm not nervous about anything. What the fuck am I going to be nervous about? We're here eating, we're here drinking, we're here talking, hanging out, watching some fucking fights or something, like talking about our business or whatever. That is an experience, right? But then a pretty girl comes along and then boom, a thing happens. A thing happens in the man. And so by understanding social dynamics and like by interacting with women, what you are allowed to do is have a certain type of experience or a reaction that you would not otherwise have. And that allows you to see yourself. Now you can see yourself through this new vision, this new scope, right? You're looking at yourself through this, right? You go to work or whatever. You have like, okay, so for me, I'm an attorney, right? I have the partner, which is my boss, like the guy who is my mentor in this, and then I have the people that are like under me, the law clerks. Like it's a line, right? It's like it's a hierarchy, right? The partner, then it's me and another attorney. We're like at the same level, and then there's a law clerks below us, and then there's like legal assistants below them. Like it's a whole thing, right? And I'm experiencing that, and I'm doing that throughout my entire day, right? And that's how I work. That's how I make money. That's what I do. Cool. Now that is a completely different experience than say if I go out to a restaurant and there are people around, right? Or if I go out to a club, or if I go out to the freaking store, like these are all different experiences. And so how you behave in all of these environments tells you a lot about you. How do you act at work? How do you act in public? How do you act at home? How do you act around your friends? How do you act in the park or in on the streets or walking around? Like all of these things, they allow you to measure yourself. They allow you to measure your internal state and how it is that you behave, right? And so for men, fucking every single or every heterosexual male, for you, you have a thing about you have a thing within you called how you act around a woman. And so what this process has done for me is allowed me to see that within me, right? And I see where I'm nervous and I see where I have weaknesses, but I also see my strengths and what I really fucking have going for me. And there's a lot. There's a lot in there. There's a lot in both of those areas. And what this allows you to do, like, man, as you go in field more and you really start to test yourself, you start to realize it's like, wow, now the girl that I liked or thought it was cute, she's talking to another guy. Now I'm getting like jealous. And I have like this thing inside where I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I just met her like 5 minutes ago. And now I fucking feel weird. Like, dude, your mind, the body, the genetics, all of this thing will bring up certain reactions in you. And so you, as an alchemist, as an artist, as whatever fucking word you want, as a yogi, as a monk, you have to be able to understand these reactions within you, and you have to be able to alchemize them, move them, transmute them, change them into something that you want. Because as they come up, it's raw material for you to work with. You were given clay. You're given clay. Now you have to sculpt this thing into something that's beautiful. So I go out and I get jealous or something. Now is the time for me to test myself. Okay, this is happening. I feel this way. Cool. All right, now how do I want to feel? Well, if you have technique, you know what the next move is. You know what you should do. All right, I'm not going to get into all of that, but I'm just giving you the mindset of what this thing does for the man. You are allowed to test yourself, and you test it's called inner game, right? There's outer game being like the words you say, and then there's inner game being how you feel or your emotions or how you approach the subject, right? How you approach the topic. There's, okay, like for example, an example of inner game would be like, man, I want to fuck like 300 girls. Okay, cool. That's cool. Or it could be, I want to have really good relationships with women. Okay, I think that's better. I want to have a fulfilling interaction that makes me feel good and makes the other person feel good. Okay, now you see, these are all inner games. Like, how do you want to approach this thing? So if you're a guy and you're just like, man, I'm just trying to get fucking laid. Okay, cool. Congratulations. Like, so does everyone else. So then there's the outer game being like what you actually say, right? It's like, oh, what drink is that? Like, oh, I like your nails. Oh, I like your hair. Or, oh, here, come here. Let me show you this thing. That's outer game, right? That's what you actually do. How you stand, how you move, etc. So I came into this thing just trying to fucking figure out what am I going to do about girls. Then as we got deeper into it, I realized that this was really, what this really is self-transformation, self-understanding. Know thyself. Like through the woman, like I said, she gives me a mirror to look back, to look at me and to see what I am and to see what I do. And I'm sure that the woman does that, or that we do that for the woman. So then that's kind of a different topic, right? And then we get into like, okay, well, you start to look at yourself, you start to see yourself, and then you start to see, what is this thing that's going on? Like, what is my purpose, or like, what am I doing for me, right? And then we start to get like real spiritual. Then it's like, oh shit, I have a spirit. I'm a spirit inside this body, and this body needs some things such as, food and sex and attention and rest and like all of that stuff. And it wants validation, and it wants like people to like it, and it wants to be cool. It wants to be admired. Like there's a whole thing that goes on, man. And as you start to get to understand yourself and you study the ancients and the teachers, Jay Gurudev, and you start to learn that there are ways to go about this thing that work very well. And for me, what those have been really have been like the great philosophers, being in my eyes the Stoics, and really Jesus, right? Christians. I have a Bible somewhere around here. Yeah, it's right there. And what they do is they give you a perspective, right? They give you a way to approach this life, that if you take on these perspectives, you live a better life. And that's really what this is doing right now. Like literally this thing right now is to give a certain perspective for you to take on so that you can live your life better. Now, what I said all of that shit. What do I want to talk about? A perspective. A perspective of what? A perspective of what the fuck you're doing. What is the perspective of what you're doing? Now, the very first video I ever made, if you go, this actually is not on this channel. It's on my like personal YouTube channel. So if you want to, one day go find my own personal YouTube channel, see what my very first video was. And that video was about vision and mindset. And I think that really, I have a much deeper understanding of what I did of that since I began. Or yeah, since that point, getting up to now, I have a much deeper understanding of what that means. But I think it's so cool that I understood that that is what I needed to get at. That is what we all really just need to have in our heads or in our understanding, in our soul, is a vision of what you want and a mindset of how to do it. And really these things, Venn diagrams, you know how they're two circles and they kind of overlap. Like vision and mindset, they're kind of the same thing. So if you have a certain vision, the vision will come with a mindset. Now, a vision can have separate mindsets, but they're all going to be calibrated toward that vision. Now, the better your mindset, the better you can create the vision. And the better the vision, the better the mindset is going to come. So what are we doing now? I told you that we're all moving to Las Vegas. What is that? What is that if nothing else but a vision? It is a vision of what IMC is going to be. It is a vision of what is my role in this thing. Where will my character thrive? Now, I've proven to myself over and over again that this character can thrive wherever the fuck it is. I was in Texas. I fucking was a black belt. I was fucking valedictorian. I fucking was traveling doing music. Like I was fucking thriving. Then I went to Harvard. Motherfucker, Harvard is where the thrivers go. Like that's literally what I was doing. And even there, I was fucking miserable for a long time. But then by the end, I figured that shit out and then I was thriving. And then I got scholarships and all of that shit. And then I came back to Texas and then I started doing like DJing and music and I fucking started thriving there. Then I was like, I want to do law school. So then I go to LA. I fucking started thriving there. Honors programs, all of that shit. Externships, internships, fucking jobs, blah, blah, blah. Then I come to San Jose and I meet the man. I meet the guru, the teacher. I meet Morpheus. And here, motherfucker, I've been thriving. I'm a base 2 leader. What the fuck? Bro, I just wanted to get chicks. Oh, that's what's up, man. Wait, let me change this thing up. Okay, cool. No, hold up. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so the vision then came, the vision then led me to San Jose. And now within this thing, the vision is now leading us away to a new land. And this new land is fucking Vegas. So think, if I was able to do it in Texas, I was able to do it in Massachusetts, I was able to do it in LA, I was able to do it in San Jose, why the fuck could I not do it in Vegas? Matter of fact, I've already fucking done it in Las Vegas. Whenever Eros was doing his camps, his pickup camps, I literally went to every single one that he had. And at every single one, I had fucking amazing experiences. Why? Because I was practicing, I was learning, and then I went out and I was applying. And by applying, I was getting results. And fuck, man, that was me going for 3 days. That was me going for 4 days or something. Now I'm gonna fucking live there. Now, not only are we gonna live there, I'm gonna live there with AZD. Not only that, we're going into this motherfucker doing business, making money. Like now, thank God in my life, I'm in a position to where I make money and I can do shit for myself. Not only that, I can do shit for other people. But that's really the baseline, man. That's like the baseline of what I wanted to like do. Like, right, I lived all my fucking life not making any fucking money ever. And then now, thank you, Jesus, now I can. But now, let's pick it up. What is the next thing? What is the vision? And the vision is to really create a fucking world. We're creating this world, man. Fuck. Dude, I watched Fight Club yesterday. I thought it was so cool because so much of the underlying philosophy was correct and it was on point. But the execution of it was destructive. And that's the exact opposite of what we are. What we are is creative. We create. And so we're going to create properties. We're going to create new programs. Fuck, man. We created here a fucking a martial arts gym. Imagine what we can do over there, right? We did that with 2 bases. Now it's gonna be like 9. Oh my fucking god, dude! Imagine what can be created, and then this will give everyone an opportunity to what to come. Vegas is closer. It's in like the middle. Well, it's closer towards the center of the United States, meaning cheap plane tickets are gonna be cheaper. And that means I can go through anywhere I need to go. I need to go to fucking Texas, easy. I need to come to LA, easy. Whereas being in San Jose, it's a fucking trip to get down to Texas, man. It's like 6 hours or something. Now I think it's gonna be like 3 hours. And this is just the beginning, man. Now I need to get barred. Now I'm gonna get my license to be certified in Nevada. Then I'm gonna be practicing in Nevada. I'm like, what the heck? This thing doesn't stop. And I say all of that to say, what is the vision that you are creating, man? And if you're here, you're at least to some extent involved in IMC or aware of what IMC is. What is your vision with IMC? How can you use your connections around you to create what you want to create? Like, can you use me? Like, I'm an attorney. Can you reach out to me and say, like, hey, man, I need help on this? Like, you could do that, right? You can reach out to AZD. You can be like, hey, I want to start this. If you want to be in fucking martial arts, we're going to do martial arts over there. Like, do you want to understand? Do you want to get better with women? Do you want to come and visit? Like, how does your life intertwine with this thing that is being created? Because if you're here, you have an understanding of something, right? There is some value here. There is something here that you are grabbing that is helping you in your life. But what more can you get? And let's and honestly, dude, look at it from the most selfish perspective you can. The most selfish perspective that you have. What can I get out of it? Now, if you understand anything about alchemy, about manifestation, you understand that there's an exchange for everything. So what is that going to be? Time, effort, money, understanding, wisdom, practice, discipline. All right, good. It is good that those are the things that you should exchange to get what you want out of your life, right? You shouldn't be the type that you just want to take anything from anybody without giving them what they deserve. Give them what they deserve. If this thing is worth $1 million, you should pay that $1 million. If you don't have the fucking money, don't fucking buy it. But if that thing is worth $1 million and you have it and you want it, motherfucker, go get it. And so here it is right now in front of you. What is it that you want? What can you exchange for that? Again, you can use your time, use your energy, your attention, your focus, your discipline, your skill. What skill can you give in exchange for what it is that you want to get? Now, that's all I've been fucking doing my entire life. And we're going to do it again and again and again and again. So have like what I did the other day is I wrote out my ideal day, which was really cool because I've done this before a long time ago, probably when I was like 18 or 19 or something. And I had an idea of like what I wanted my life to be. And so then I literally wrote it down. I was like, wake up at this time, then read, then study, then walk, then work, then go out with a friend, then go out to lunch, then cook this, then go here, then do that, then come home, then rest. And then like, how would you actually want your life to be? Like, could you design that thing? And what's really cool about that is that since I did that a day or two ago, my life has become closer to that, right? Obviously, I did it aspirationally, meaning that is what I want my world to be like. But now, as I'm living my life, it is starting to calibrate towards that. And what was it that I did? I wrote down my vision. And if you know anything about the shit, you understand that the process of writing things down really is magical, man. Like it really is. Like if you keep it in your head, it's just gonna kind of stay there. But then writing it down is the next step of that manifestation of creating the thing for you in your life. So, okay, how much money do you want to be making? Okay, how about you write that down? How would it feel if you were to get that much money, like right now, like literally feel it? Like, okay, so for me, I have a number in my head of what I want to see whenever I pick up my phone. So when I pick up my phone and I fucking go to my bank or whatever, like what number do I want to see? Yeah, that's dope. That feels good. Now, if you were here, I don't know, a week or two ago, I was doing the same thing with like with women, right? Like, what type of text do you want to be getting? What type of women do you want to have around you? How about this? What type of relationships do you want with your friends when you go out, to eat? Like, how would you want them to greet you? Okay, for me, like, okay, I'm seeing it. And honestly, bro, I pretty much get it already, but it could be even better, right? Like, let's go for the top. I walk in, smiles, happiness, people coming up to me, shake the hand, boom, dap you up, like welcoming. Is like, hey, yo, we're over here, come. Introductions. Oh, hey, this is Will. Oh, have you met? Have you met? Have you met? Yeah. Here, have a drink. Boom, here's some food. Okay, you can live that experience now just by thinking about it. I literally created that experience now for myself. Now, because I did that, it is so much more likely that that is what's going to happen. If you know, now we're gonna get back into Neville Goddard technology. Like you by experiencing, like having the feeling inside and doing it, you are creating that thing for yourself in the future. You just have to hold it in your head. You have to hold it in your mind and your heart, and you have to really believe. It's so funny because it's so Disney and it sounds fucking gay, but it really is, man. That's really what it is. That's what Jesus was talking about when he said have faith. Like, can you pray as if you already have it? Me right now, I was praying as if I had that thing. Now, if you guys remember that I was going to, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I was gonna like go on a date and like see a chick or whatever. That fucking date went amazing. It was great. We went out, we had food, had drinks. No, did we have food? No. We had drinks, we talked, we walked around, did that, blah, blah, blah. And it was fucking awesome. And I remember being here, imagining how that would go. And it honestly went very close to that. It was really cool. And now it's really interesting because I'm about to go see this chick again later in a few hours. So, you know, did I have that experience because I thought of it earlier and I imagined it? Honestly, I think so, man. Could I have had that experience without having imagined it? Sure. But what this does is it allows me to calibrate my internal state. It allows me to calibrate how I'm going to be, how I'm going to act, how I'm going to feel, and what I expect. And by being that type of person, you push that into the world. And the universe is forced to react, right? B, by carrying myself as a peasant, the world is going to treat me as a peasant. If I walk around behaving like a king, the world will see me as a king. And it's just up to me to continue putting that motherfucker there. Like I was saying before, I was calling myself an attorney before I even got licensed because I knew the power in that. I knew that if I hold it and if I act that way, it's going to happen. And it fucking happened. And the rest of life is just like that, man. It's literally just like that. It's about holding what it is that you want. Because the problem is what people do is the opposite. They hold what they don't want. You're holding in like wherever it is that you're failing or that you're struggling, it is because you keep thinking about the struggle and the failure of it. Right? With some fucking chick, you keep thinking about how she's not texting back. You're not thinking about how when she texts back, what is she gonna say? Can you feel that? That's a lot better. See, even myself now, as I'm doing that, I'm catching, like I do so much of this automatically, right? I do so much of the positive feeling and expectation and imagination. But even as I said it right now, I realize there's some places that do here, there's some little chinks in the armor. And so I catch it now as I'm saying it, I'm catching it as I'm boom. No, what is it that I actually want to be happening in this moment? Or what is the reaction that I actually want? And it is not the negative. The thing is you're holding the negative, and so you're creating the negative. And so now what you do is you do the opposite and you hold the positive. So let's see, what's another example that we could do right now? From work, there's some stuff in my job that honestly, I do fucking great. I kill that shit. However, like everything else, there's certain places where I want to improve or I don't feel as good about. So let's imagine you in your work, where's something that feels off or weird or you don't like or you get nervous. Let's do that. Let's go into there. Okay. Now, how would you want to behave in that situation? Because really, your problem, whatever problem it is, it's not actually that thing. It is how you are reacting to that thing, right? So how do you want to react to that issue? So me, I'm thinking in my head. So I'm thinking there's like a thing. All right, so I'm just gonna look at it and see how do I want to face that problem. I want to face it like a warrior, right? See, even out, boom, it's changing my physical state. I want to approach it as very certain, knowing what I'm doing. I know exactly where this is gonna go. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Now I'm thinking the words that I'm gonna say. What am I gonna say? I want to be very logical, very certain, very understanding. Then I want to be very authentic. I want to be reasonable. I want to be charming. I want to be persuasive. Hmm. So I'm gonna hold it, hold it, hold it. Okay. Now, whatever problem or issue or whatever it is, chances are you wanted to like some of those words that I was saying, you probably want to have those. You want to be certain, have authenticity, be reasonable, be courageous, be a warrior, be persuasive, right? We want to be that anyway in anything. Now, the problem was I was holding something else towards that. I was holding nervousness. I was holding unsureness of myself, right? No, that's not what we want. We want to persuasive, authoritative, understanding, strong, courageous, influential, authentic. See, now we're creating the spell of what we want, as opposed to creating the spell of what the fuck you don't want. Okay. All right. I think we're about to be wrapping it up. I need to go very soon. Let's see if there's anything else I want to talk about. This shirt is by the Illuminated, which is IMC's clothing line, which is sick as fuck. And there's more in the back, but I can't really show you because I'm gonna have to turn around or something. I don't know. Let's see if you don't want it. However, well, y'all can see this thing. I think the back is actually the dopest part. So um, yeah, man. What what you need to do, man, you don't need to do shit. What I would advise you do is get connected, right? Get on the Telegram, reach out to me, follow my Instagram, whatever. See what the fuck we're doing. Because what we're doing is what you want to be doing, bro. You want to be making money, you want to be getting chicks, you want to be hanging out, you want to be getting strong, you want to be a fucking warrior, you want to be a fucking man. This is where you fucking do it. Like I see so many people and I see where I even was 3 years ago before I moved here, man. It's like I was going in the wrong direction, right? You were going in the wrong direction, and then you actually find the proper direction to go. And once you find that motherfucker, you go that way. Fuck all the other shit you're doing, go that way. Make that shit happen. And you have to have the vision of what you want. Because if you have the vision of what you want, then you can see what is around you to help you to get there. And then you really start working. And that's what we're doing. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. This was the Yin Yang Wolf Pack. We'll see you guys. I don't think I'll see you next week. I'll be in Los Angeles. So probably the week after.